U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris announced that she has secured the broad support needed to become the Democratic Party nominee. She thanked her home state of California, noting that their delegation helped her campaign reach this milestone. According to an AP survey, Harris has now won 2,471 delegates, surpassing the 1,976 required for the nomination. These delegates come from various states, including California, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Maryland. The Harris campaign has seen a surge in support, with over 28,000 new volunteers signing up, a rate much higher than usual, indicating strong enthusiasm for her candidacy. The Democratic Party plans to hold a virtual roll call for delegates to choose the presidential nominee before meeting in person in Chicago next month. The process is expected to be completed by August 7th. Delegates began pledging their support for Harris soon after President Biden announced he would not seek re-election. In a recent speech, Harris outlined her campaign strategy, indicating she will take a direct approach against Donald Trump, highlighting his legal issues. She contrasted her campaign's vision of hope and progress with what she described as Trump's focus on the past.
As many of you know, before I was elected as Vice President, before I was elected as United States Senator, I was the elected Attorney General, as I've mentioned, of California, and before that I was a courtroom prosecutor. In those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators who abused women, fraudsters who ripped off consumers, cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. And in this campaign, I will proudly put my record against his. As a young prosecutor, when I was in the Alameda County District Attorney's Office in California, I specialized in cases involving sexual abuse. Donald Trump was found liable by a jury for committing sexual abuse. As Attorney General of California, I took on one of our country's largest for-profit colleges and put it out of business. Donald Trump ran a for-profit college, Trump University, that was forced to pay $25 million to the students it scammed. As district attorney, to go after polluters, I created one of the first environmental justice units in our nation. Donald Trump stood in Mar-a-Lago and told big oil lobbyists he would do their bidding for a $1 billion campaign contribution. During the foreclosure crisis, I took on the big Wall Street banks and won $20 billion for California families, holding those banks accountable for fraud. Donald Trump was just found guilty of 34 counts of fraud. But make no mistake, all of that being said, this campaign is not just about us versus Donald Trump. There is more to this campaign than that. Our campaign has always been about two different versions of what we see as the future of our country, two different visions for the future of our country. One focused on the future, the other focused on the past. Donald Trump wants to take our country backward to a time before many of our fellow Americans had full freedoms and rights. But we believe in a brighter future that makes room for all Americans. We believe in a future where every person has the opportunity not just to get by, but to get ahead. We believe in a future where no child has to grow up in poverty, where every person can buy a home, start a family, and build wealth, and where every person has access to paid family leave and affordable child care. That's the future we see. Together we fight to build a nation where every person has affordable health care, where every worker is paid fairly, and where every senior can retire with dignity. All of this is to say, building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
Following Biden's announcement, Harris's campaign saw a significant fundraising boost, with 66% of donors being first-time contributors.